Let's move on to transmaxing.
I like it.
How good?
Transmaxing.
This is
It's not the same as being regular trans.
No, it's,
Just to be clear.
transmaxing is incredible.
I don't.
So this is the reason why it's kind
This
of
is when you're on 4chan and you go trans.
And there was basically a big documentary about it, and then the community has been growing, and it's basically like people, kind of like what they're calling.
Do regular trans people? They don't like this.
I can't imagine they love it.
No.
I'll read the thing.
But this person is trans. Like they're not like, oh, I like pretend to be a woman. They're like, this chick's dude sucking dicks.
They're saying it's a life hack to get a high value. You go, if you can't be a high value man, be with a high value man.
Yeah, so you're like, you're gay. But it's like you're being gay now. Like they're
How are they gay, Danny? It's a woman.
but they're like formally. They say they're formally.
Think for two. Use your fucking head.
I was hurting my head
For 2 seconds.
So they're formally men incels. This is like basically incel to transgender pipeline.
Yeah.
And they go, I couldn't get a
Couldn't cut it as a wise dude.
Couldn't cut it as a beta man. So they're like,
So I'm cutting it as a woman sucking. This is how you remind me that I'm with a man.
yeah, but so they're like, I couldn't get chicks, so I'm just gonna suck dicks.
But it stems from, so you got it about right. Okay. But the part that I'd add to it is it sort of stems from this idea that like men have it so much harder.
Yeah.
And like they've been kind of talking about this in the forums, being like, do you know how hard it is to be a man? Like, women have it so much easier. They don't have to pay
Women
for
have
anything.
it so much easier for some things.
Yeah, well, they're saying on aggregate, it's easier to be a woman.
Yeah.
And they're saying like, well, the next logical step is, it's their version of the woman one that was like, women are just as good as men. And then 2024, women are men.
Yeah.
This is them being like, women have it way easier and being like, I'd like to have it easier. I can have it easier.
Okay. All right. But you have to be gay. You were like beta, and now you're like, I'm so beta. I'm such a beta man. I'm sucking dicks now.
That's the part that makes it a little more complicated.
That's the confusing part.
That's the confusing part where they think they've cracked the code, and you're just like, well, you're sucking dick, and you're like, you're getting caught up on the details.
Yeah, I do like that this person's like, I didn't want to have to be like one of those guys who like go gets a personal trainer and gets jacked to get chicks, so I just became effeminate to get dudes.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. You're like, what problem is this solving? I think you were gay, bud. I think you were a confused gay man.
Me thinks you're gay, man.
That's what it sounds like.
It definitely sounds like you're gay.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you were gay. He was gay the whole time.
Definitely a little bit. It wouldn't solve my problems, I'll tell you that much.
No.
Being a man is so much hard work, so I became a woman inside the transmaxing trend. But they're doing a trend too. You're forgetting about that part. They're like, you're sucking dick. You're like, yeah, I guess that happens to be one of the trends that I'm doing right now.
Inside the transgender trend. Yeah, we noticed that it's a bit trendy.
So they're just doing a trend. You forget about that. Where men swap gender to female for benefits like cheaper car insurance, free meals, and sex.
How much cheaper is your car insurance? $20 a month?
It sounds like a lot of backdating that you want to be.
Yeah, you go, I'm saving. Yeah, I suck dick now, but I save $20 a month on my fucking Geico.
Put that in the Geico commercial. I agree that the transmaxing thing, but I wouldn't be bringing it up if it wasn't like a lot of people. This documentary is a whole community, so it's not just like one guy, and every single one of them.
Let me guess, they're all autistic.
Well, that's I think generally what the kind of the underlying thing. I mean, a lot of that deep incel, like what we described as incel or 4chan, there's a lot of autistics in that.
Oh yeah,
and then the crossover in trans people, there's a lot of autistics. Yeah, so that is true. But I can't imagine the trans people love the, formerly incel.
Well, they probably I can't believe we didn't think of calling it transmaxing. That's way better.
Yeah, transmaxing is not bad for a name. They did okay on the branding. Well, that's what happens when you have dudes branding a movement.
I mean, dudes also did brands transgender, though.
Did they?
Well, they're mostly dudes.
They used to call it transsexual.
Transvestites, transsexual.
Transvestites. Yeah. Transvestites has way more of a ring to it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Transvestite had the most ring to it of all of them.
I know.
Vestite. That's a good word.
I don't know. It seemed like they were like a vampire or something.
Welcome to the world of transmaxing. Low-value males who are struggling with the...
That is I.
or former incels transitioning to females to cash in on the benefits of womanhood, cheap car insurance all around. And once you've bagged a high-value man, someone who is wealthy and attractive, thereby making them deeply desirable. So it's kind of a Chuck and Larry situation a little bit.
How do I become deeply desirable? By coming a chick.
Remember the lyric? Oh. Commissary, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
See you at the commissary, now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Old rap lyric me and Danny used to say.
Scary. What was it?
There you go. Because one of them was like scary at the commissary. Me and Danny used to say, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Hard to explain the joke, but
oh, fucking
it was a big one in our group. But the other part that you've pointed out the first part where it's like, I don't know if this is totally solving your problem unless you're gay. The second part is they graze over this part where they're like, I'm a low value male and women don't like me. So I come a male, obviously get like this really high value male who's rich. And then after that, and you're like, well, how'd that part happen?
yeah. Did you go back to being a man at some point?
Yeah. But also you're just like, is there just like this, is there an abundance of like, 1% men that are like jacked and rich that are trying to fuck like incel with a wig and pay for everything?
I guess. It sounds like the joke's on us a little bit.
I didn't realize there was so many high value men that were just like, can't wait to bang like some incel that, put some lipstick on last week.
I suppose.
The incel community's realized I've fundamentally misidentified the problem. This is some autistic work here, right? Most incels that I come across think their problem is women and the lack of attraction to women feel towards them. But I told them the problem isn't women aren't attracted to you. The problem is you're attracted to women. So this is Eddie Murphy meme like to the max, right? See, Danny this whole time was thinking the problem that women aren't attracted to me. The problem is that you're attracted to women. Now we're fucking thinking.
Now we're thinking. Turning the tables.
They sort of turn into a hustle mindset a little bit. Like, no excuses. What's your excuse to not be rich? You know what I mean?
Because you're not gay. Well, how do you be gay?
How much does it cost to get a wig on Amazon? How much does it cost to buy lipstick? You're fucking $40. By the end of the week, I have 9 high-value males, each giving me $1,000 each. I'm collecting $10,000 a month passive income.
I've started prostituting myself, which unlocks all sorts of new revenue streams.
They turned a guy becoming a transgender prostitute into like a pyramid.
Like Hustler University.
Hustler, yes.
This is the new module.
Do you think this was in Hustlers U? Do you think one of the courses was this?
Become a chick. I mean, a lot of Hustlers U is making money off of chicks.
Yeah.
How do you make money off of chicks? Become a chick.
Fucking open your brain.
Open your brain.
If you open your brain for 2 seconds.
Listen up, brokey. You're broke because you're a man. Women make money. Be a woman.
You're not broke because you're a man. You're not broke because you're a man. You're a man because you're broke.
Yeah. I mean, this dude does somehow look better as a chick.
At the end of if you're like really like a frail dude, like skinny and
super skinny, like he looked like a serial killer as a guy, and then he just looks like a gross chick now.
Which you're right, gross chick. But again, I don't know if gross chick is like swimming in like billionaires.
I mean, yeah. No. Billionaires probably not, but free meals and cheaper auto insurance. Hey, I wonder how does auto insurance treat being transgender?
I think the one you switched to.
The one you switched to.
Which obviously does not.
Go, yeah, because I remember there was a guy in Ontario in like, I think 2018 or something who changed his gender for cheaper auto insurance. And then everybody was really mad about that because it was in like the height of like, that's wrong.
Well, can you imagine?
This isn't a choice.
Well, if that worked, can you imagine that article coming out being like, man just says he's a woman and gets cheaper car insurance. This guy's got 2 dicks in his mouth being like, huh. That seemed easier. It appears he talks, they talk like that too.
It appears I have been bested.
It appears I
guess once an incel, always an incel. Even in my womanhood, I am a low value male.
Yeah, he definitely talks like that. Where they revealed at the end of last year, Transmax are posted on the Reddit forum where they've revealed they had similarly been rejected by girls and bullied by alphas for being a virgin loser. before it. Now, the very same alphas that bullied me bend on their knees, just have a chance of kissing my feet. No, they
Getting fucked in the ass. Who's the virgin loser now? You got us, man. You got us. Just getting pounded. Who's the virgin loser now?
now. He does the things he said sort of do read in that tone, because he goes, they've been rejected by girls and alphas. Now those very same alpha males that bullied me bend on their knees to have a chance of kissing my feet. That's what he said. That's peak like Reddit talk.
Yeah, I know.
I really don't think. What you mean is the same type, because I have a feeling it wasn't the exact same guy.
No, it wasn't the exact dude.
It's the virgin loser now.
I mean, yeah, like if you're willing to accept this new this new life.
My direct messages are full of thirsty men begging for my attention, and I'm having more sex than any alpha male I've ever met.
Except for the ones I'm fucking.
He says, I'm having more sex than any alpha males. Yeah, you're right. He's definitely wants to graze over the fact that, but it's with dudes.
Yeah, it's with dudes. That doesn't count.
It was never, you also could get, you know what? Also, you could have sex with a lot of dudes without putting the wig on and stuff.
Oh, yeah. You
like
would have been a twink.
If you think that solving, if you think having sex with dudes is the goal.
This guy with a haircut would have been just like a proper twink.
It really is change your goal to,
Yeah, I don't.
It's like a guy that's mining for gold, and then he was like, and then he goes, actually, I was looking for rocks this whole time. Jokes. You go, none of that's real gold. You go, joke's on you, because I've been looking for just rocks.
Yes.
So actually, I've been very successful in my mission. It's actually a view of his interpreting what I'm trying to do. I was looking to get the maximum amount of air balls that I could in an hour.
It's like golf, different scoring system.
So it is you who's actually misinterpreted my laws. Yeah. I was looking to have the most points at the golf course. Thirsty men begging for my attention. I have more sex. It's a life hack for him.
Yeah, I mean, cool life hack. I mean, it's been a life hack for people for a decade.
Being gay?
Trans.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a bit of a life hack. You're a little late to this life hack thing.
Yeah, they're solving a different problem, though.
Yeah.
I guess if he's trying to solve his problem of getting attention.
Well, he wants status and attention, and that's been going on for a bit now.
So there maybe is something to be said that you have more status as a trans person than an incel.
Oh, absolutely.
That's for no questions asked. However, what's that status worth to you? Is it worth banging a bunch of dudes?
I mean, this person's gay. They're not just being like this.
On the contrary.
They're obviously not like, oh, this is so disgusting, but I love so much status and attention.
That's funny, because I'm reading the definition of homosexuality. It is a man having intercourse with another man. I see one man in the room. Where is this second man that you have said to be referring to?
Sure. Yeah, you got us.